Welcome back, League Mates and listeners. It is week 15, and that means it is playoffs. We are in the playoff time. I'm in the playoffs. It is not in the playoffs, though. Unfortunate for him. I do have the league punishment this week because I was fighting for that 1 and 2 seed and dropped to the 3 because I had the lowest score also. So I'm going to be doing a live shotgun. That is our weekly punishment for the lowest score. But we got a jam-packed episode with our DFS lineups, which will be fun, and then going over our league picks, which will be interesting since it is playoffs.
Yep.
Let's get stuck right into this drink. I'm not jacked up because of that shotgun. It's because of, look at that lineup on the screen right now. 7 points. I had one ice player, and that was Saquon, who put up 17. Just because he had two.
You had
so
two
expensive.
ice players, but one of them was fake.
Yeah.
One's fake. One's fake, I'd say. The Darnell one is fake. My hopes and dreams in the Tennessee Titans fell short, I will say. Will Levis sucked. Chig kind of sucked. Really had a good day. On the other hand, AJ Brown also sucked, and DeAndre Swift sucked. So just an overall sucky week for me.
Hey, the Titans did not suck. I got 9 points on their defense and 17 and a half from Pollard.
That's true. All right, my Titans players sucked. Also, this isn't like the worst week of all time for me, but you just had like a really good week.
The QB stack, if you had Darnold, it could have been a lot close. I mean, still pretty far apart, let's be honest.
All right.
But it would have been closer.
Here's the thing. If I don't go Will, then I'm probably not going Chig and Calvin Ridley, so you never know what I'm playing. Let's just move right on to the sickest QB matchup we've had, I think, all year in these DFS things. Maybe that's not true, but it feels correct that this is the coolest one that we've had. Brock Purdy and Matt Stafford going tonight.
Mm-hmm. Well, we had one a couple weeks ago where it was the Ravens against.
I think
Ravens and Joe Burrow. I had Burrow.
That's true. That one was crazy.
That was a tilt fest. So hopefully it's not like that. I'm curious. Do you have any other players in this game?
One other player in this game.
Okay.
I believe it's one. I think it's one.
This is my only player.
Do you have a guess? I won't tell you, but do you have a guess who my player may be?
Puka.
You caught me, man.
I was gonna say like a random running back or something. Like, no, it's definitely just Puka.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see what your first RB is, dude.
First RB, this is why I wanted to wait till Thursday, get some more confirmation on Breece Hall. I got Braylon Allen in my lineup, pretty cheap for what he is. It was weird how much they kind of split carries with Isaiah Davis and Braylon Allen. I'm hearing a lot of hype about Isaiah Davis, but they essentially got the same workload. And I don't know what their on-field snap percentages were, but like we've seen more of Braylon Allen. I'm going to trust him. He's only $400 more, so I'm good with that.
I don't hate it. Started off going back to Mr. Rico. I mean, he's been on absolute fire the past 2 games, and this matchup, I don't know if you can see, is pretty good. I also think that this game in general will be nice for fantasy. So yeah, I mean, Rico seems like a smash play this week in DFS and in normal lineup leagues. So
yeah, I remember that we were liking him in our preview matchup. Mr. Derrick Henry, who we were also really excited about.
I like it.
Just my biggest fear about paying up for him is that he's just not going to be needed in this game.
I will say I had Derrick Henry in my initial lineup, and I was like, man, like he's really expensive, and I could totally see a world where the game just doesn't go his way, where they pass and score a lot, and then he's just like sat down because they don't need him. So I doubt it ends up being that. It just scared me a little bit.
I'm curious if he has like any incentives to work towards this year. That would be.
I feel like he's hit them already, dude. Like,
Probably.
Come on, bang, bang, boom. I love it. Little Chuba Hubbard, that little weird mini stack on the running backs in that game. I think they're probably going to be the main fantasy producers in that game because both run defenses are, and I already kind of mentioned I like the matchup for fantasy in general. So give me both of them.
Update on incentives for Derrick Henry. He needs 93 more rushing yards to earn $2 million.
I think he's going to get there in the next 2 weeks.
I know, he's got so much time, though, so it's really just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And
they're not going to force feed at this game.
You were right. He already got his touchdown bonus for his 13th touchdown last week. So
there you go.
Dude is just raking it.
Rolling it.
I don't remember who I have right here, so this will be... I got Tyreek
Jesus,
Hill.
Where is your money?
You'll see. Kelsey... And I got a bunch of other players.
I'm sure you do somehow. And then you have some random 1,000 guy that like puts up 25 and I'm just dead.
No, but I got Tyreek. I was talking earlier in the preview episode that I think this could be a sneaky good fantasy game for both these teams. So happy that I was able to squeeze Tyreek in, and it does like he's being utilized some more.
Yeah.
You got Devontae.
I mean, this matchup is great. You went the running back route. Devontae's had 2 really good weeks in a row. I'm following trends right now. Is kind of what I'm doing with this lineup. Like Rico has had a lot of good games in a row. Devontae's had a couple good games in a row, and the matchup is good. I'm going to keep following those trends. I mean, it feels really hard for him not to have a good game this week. Just kind of like feels hard for the running back to not have a good week. But
he's at a really nice price point too.
Yeah, he was pretty cheap.
And I got Terry McLaurin. I really wanted this. This looked like one of the best matchups that he's had on the season. Just against a really weak New Orleans Saints passing D. They're allowing a lot of points, so really excited to squeeze him in. Originally, I was thinking Jaden and him in my stack, and then when I started putting my other players, I was like, there's no way this is working.
Here he is, Mr. Puka. I mean, the matchup doesn't look all that good for either for Stafford and Puka, but like they've been pretty matchup proof, and I expect this, or I hope this to be more like that Rams-Bills game we had last week, where it's going to be higher scoring. So, I mean, I got faith in my boy Puka. And I think if he eats, Stafford will eat.
Curious. This is where my lineup starts going downhill right here. This is my first stack. It is someone that's also on the Dolphins, a wide receiver. That is $3,000. You want to take a guess at who it is?
Odell Beckham Jr.
No.
I don't know.
He might actually be more expensive.
He might be more expensive.
Just because of the name. But I have Malik Washington, who has looked pretty
That's true.
Explosive. Like most of his work has come on like special teams and stuff. But I was just thinking, like, I don't know.
I mean, that's a good way to put it.
That's my analysis on that. It was, I just wanted to.
I'm sure it'll work out for you.
No. I mean, I just wanted a really cheap player, and he looked like the best kind of option for me at that price point for someone that's kind of involved still.
Mr. Michael Pittman Jr., we kind of talked about it on the matchup preview. I like this game. I think that this Denver-Indianapolis game could be pretty competitive. I think Indianapolis is going to need to throw because Denver's defense the past couple weeks has been a little bit more stingy against the run, and I think Michael Pittman will be a benefactor in that.
A whole lot of blue on
Also
team.
Pretty cheap, I feel like. $5,200 is not bad for Michael
Definitely
Pittman.
Very cheap. Downs is back this week. Kind of curious what his price point was because
pretty similar,
he was kind of playing Pittman most of the year, but I don't know. A-Rich has been improving slowly, and it was, like you mentioned, a really good matchup against Denver. That was surprising. Tight end, one of your boys.
Scoon? Is it Scoon? Oh, it's Ferg.
It's Fergie.
Okay.
We got Fergalicious up in here at 3,800. I started building all my builds with Kelsey in my tight end slot because I was talking about that matchup, how it's the best for tight ends against Cleveland. But he was just, I don't think either of us have ever paid up for a tight end before in one of these.
Yeah.
And really, it's just, it doesn't feel good because then your other player is just really bad and it feels like a bigger risk to buy
especially
on a tight end.
With how tight end's been, like I know they've stepped up a little bit more in the later half of the season, but there hasn't been like too many standouts where it's like, it's for sure this guy is going to pop off if I pay up for him. It's just not been the case.
So I felt good. Ferguson also has a pretty good matchup, as you can see.
You're gonna like this.
Says it's like that, but you also got him.
Kyle Pitts, baby, here we go. I did it. We talked about it, but I love it. I love it. I'm feeling absolutely electric about Kyle Pitts this week, dude. Great matchup. Fun game to watch on Monday night. Last game of the week. I get to root for something. Maybe he needs 30 points for me to win. Baby, it's going to happen. Big game coming from Kyle Pitts here.
I'm excited to be locked in on Kyle Pitts because I know he's been bad, but now we can really diagnose why he's bad. Like, is he just unhealthy? Is he bad? Or has he just not been getting the volume and that's why he's been bad and he's just going to go off against me? So here's my second stack. I told you I was going to have it.
You did have it. Yeah, you did tell me.
So
I thought you changed it for a second here because I didn't see him. I
did have him at the top, then I was like, I'm going to tease AJ.
That's good. That's good. I like that. I did it. I took the chance on a guy I like in a good matchup in a 33% chance that I'm going to have a good time. I just got a feeling I think it went Estime, Javonte, Jaleel the past couple weeks. I think they're skipping over Estime and we're going right back to Javonte, baby. Great matchup. Kind of a little mini stack again with Pittman here. Feeling good. I'm also in like 3 games this week, by the way. It's pretty sick.
Curious. Earlier when we were revealing our lineups, you said you were just kind of going with trends and following.
I don't.
So like, what happened?
That was in the beginning. That was in the beginning. It's in the beginning. It was in the beginning. Okay. I went with the beginning trends, and then I went with like, all right, I got to fill out my lineup. Let's see what's going on here.
Now I have to find some negative regression.
Now I got to balance it out, right? You can't always go with with the positive stuff. You got to go for bounce back. Got to go for bounce back.
Okay, well, kids, when I beat AJ this week, just take some notes. Follow
bounce back.
Stats.
Bounce back.
Follow stats. Well, I got a perfect counter against your Kyle Pitts play. I got the Raiders defense, which very comfortable with going against Kirk Cousins, who has been a machine at throwing picks so far.
You're not wrong. I got what I'd expect to be a lower scoring game, possible turnovers.
I like this a lot more. You played them last week, right?
I believe so. Yep.
I like this one more almost just because Kansas City does always keep it really close. And if Cleveland wants to stay in this game, they are going to have to cause some turnovers or sack him at least. So I think it's a good play. And they're at home also. And I think it might be a bad weather game. So
Perfect. Sounds like all great things for me.
Yeah.
To our picks for the playoffs, both the real bracket and the losers bracket. You know, we got everything the same, but we figured since it is the playoffs, we should take a look at least at the main bracket. So let's pull that up. This is the first matchup here. We got Parker and Ben. I believe we both chose Parker, correct?
Yeah. Do you actually want to go to the playoff bracket first?
I can do that.
Show the bye weeks too.
Here we go.
Ethan on bye with the 1 seed and Luke on bye with the 2nd seed. I'm actually just, let's go over their teams too. So Ethan's team in the 1.
I can't even click on his team. That's crazy.
He's starting off with Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon,
Bang.
Aaron Jones, Jamar Chase. The
Bang.
Chase and Burrow stack has been really nice for him this year. Drake London, who has been outperforming his ADP at wide receiver 7. Cade Otton, who's been a great pickup. Terry McLaurin, who's been maybe like a fantasy MVP talks, I could say.
Speaking of fantasy MVP talks, the next guy on the list, Jerry Jeudy, bro.
Yeah, also him. So he's got 4 wide receiver, top 10 wide receivers on his team.
I feel like this is the type of team where it was like he hit on the later round wide receivers that no one really wanted, that were a little gross, like Jerry Jeudy and Terry McLaurin, and that just like saved his team. Absolutely crushed it.
I mean, not even mention Juwan Jennings on his bench, where you can just pull him up anytime. And then it's just tragic to see Chris Olave on IR also, where it's like he wasted the
2nd, 3rd round pick. What would have been?
Yeah, his 306 on Chris Olave.
Yeah.
When he could have had someone else. So I would like to see Ethan kind of make some moves for next week, because currently he has the Bills. They do play New England and then the Jets, so that's looking good. But yeah, I think his only weak spot be his running back too, but then he's also has Brian Robinson.
Yeah, he's got B. Robinson in the back, who has a good matchup this week. He doesn't need it, obviously, but this is Luke's team. Like, maybe there's something on the bench I'm not seeing, but I'm not like seeing anything crazy, right? It's just a matter of George Kittle, Justin Jefferson, Josh Jacobs, probably really carrying him a lot of the year, and JSN, to be fair.
JSN was a great pick.
And I bet Kenneth Walker helped him a lot early in the year as well.
Damn. Jason is the wide receiver, 6.
I mean, that's insane. People are writing him off, so he's killing it.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. It's a great strategy of drafting Sharbs and Kenneth Walker, because that's paying off right now. He's got Josh Downs on IR. That's got to come off there. But I think it's mostly the Jefferson falling all the way to the 9th spot.
Can I say something to you? I was so close to picking Justin Jefferson instead of Tyreek Hill in my draft slot. Not that it really would have mattered, I don't think, in the grand scheme of things. But can you imagine I had made that call out there, and then this is what had happened? I would have felt nice.
Did you say that in your video when you were doing your perfect draft
I believe so, yes. I'm like 100% sure I did.
Because in my video, I was saying I'm all over Jamar Chase right now.
That's true.
That's
true.
And
oh my God, we both
didn't have the balls. We didn't have the balls. So next year, take notes, grow big balls.
Grow big balls. Next draft, if you feel it. And we're going to move on to the first matchup in the playoffs. We have Parker versus Ben. We both picked. What really stood out for you, I guess, in this matchup?
It was the running backs. I really went a lot of players this week in the Bills and Detroit game. He's got Gibbs. He's got Khalil Shakir. I mean, I don't want the defense, but he's got the defense in there. I would swap that out. I mean, Lamar is basically the greatest safety net in fantasy football this year, too. So you're not worried about him at all. You have Saquon. That should be a really good game where they're going to need to be leaning on him also. They've done that all year in the close games. He's got Tyreek that I really like this year. I like Cooper Kupp too, just as much as Puka. Like, I like them equally this year or this week. And then Chase Brown, who has been a sleeper all.
Rose protected 17 points. Holy.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say that's. I would give him like 15 maybe.
17's a lot for him. That's crazy.
Yeah, but he has been shown out.
Yeah.
And on Ben's side, I mean, his team is really good also. I just don't see it beating Parker's
I think the upside is just so much higher on Parker's side. Like, he has so much more star power. He made a great trade at the end of the year with a desperate owner trying to make the playoffs, aka, and got Lamar Jackson and Tyreek Hill and really like pushed him over the edge. I think this is going to be a scary team and a hard team to beat moving forward. Yeah, that trade really helped. And then I would say too, like, if this was a team earlier in the year, this would like really scary when everyone was really hot. Like, Kamara was really hot, Chuba was hot, Nico was really hot, AJ Brown was hot in the beginning. Yeah.
Where now these players, they still have the name value, but they kind of lost some of their sparkle. Hopefully they get it back for Ben, but we'll just see. Ben's team feels a lot safer almost compared to Parker's team. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think Saquon, Gibbs, Lamar, Chase Brown are all very safe. So then the upside with like guys like Tyreek and Cooper Kupp and Khalil Shakir, I think just really pushes this team over the edge this week. Yeah. That's what I think. It's looking at James Conner and AJ Brown in the flex versus Chase Brown and Khalil Shakir,
Yeah.
it looks like you would really want Conner and AJ Brown.
Absolutely.
But I have been saying Chase Brown and Khalil Shakir might be my sleepers next year. So
Yeah, I mean, he's got them both.
Yeah, it sounds just as nice. And the other matchup has yours truly. It's
he's really confident.
I'm not that I don't even know what to do. Maybe we can help me set my lineup.
Yeah, let's do it
this week too, because
we both have Ryan as
I have
the pick.
Purdy, which I feel great about this week. He's in my DFS lineup. We can skip over running backs right now. I have to play Debo and Jaden Reed and T. They're really my only wide receivers. I was looking at T's stats earlier. I'm like, he really hasn't been that bad this year. Once he started cooking a little bit. So hopefully he has a bigger game this week. Andrews has been really good. Bucky just needs to be healthy.
I think
Bucky's my biggest concern.
I think he's got to be out of your lineup right now.
Well,
like even if he plays, I think he's out of the lineup for me.
Okay, so I was also thinking, yes, Bucky has an option to get out. Obviously, Sincere McCormick has an option to get out of my lineup. And we can go down to my bench where I have every single backup running back known to man. I have Isaiah Davis, Trey Benson, Kareem Hunt, Patrick Taylor, and Breece Hall, who I'm projecting not to be playing. So I'm not putting him in my lineup.
I mean, for me, I think it's either Sincere or Bucky, and then the jet running back that you want. So if Breece plays, play Breece. But if he doesn't play, Davis.
I think I need to take the shot on Bucky though if he's actually going to play.
If Bucky plays, I'd play him over Sincere.
I guess he didn't practice today.
I don't know if he's going to play. And even my issue is injured all week last week. He plays, he re-aggravates it right away. You get a point. I'm nervous about that happening again. Sincere has a pretty soft matchup.
I think they would just shut him down if he feels somewhat similar to last week. This is just that injury shit this is the worst part of fantasy football, honestly.
Yep.
But there's really,
I think
I could play Elijah Moore too. Like I can move some.
Jets running back into your RB2 slot or RB1 slot, whatever, and then
I think McCormick might be my favorite running back though.
I think you play McCormick and a Jets running back. That's what I think you should do.
Unless I'm still waiting on the Garendo news. If he is a surprise no-go tonight, I think I have to play Patrick Taylor.
I don't hate that.
In my running back one spot. I can just kind of adjust accordingly for my flex spot. But right now, I think I just have to rock Sincere. Because he has looked good and he does have a good match, or it's not a really good matchup for running backs, but
I think it's a good enough matchup, and he's going to get the work.
Anyways, we're choosing Ryan because his team just looks better.
Looks way better.
Tua has been on a roll ever since he's been healthy.
Henry, crazy matchup. Pollard's got a good matchup.
A great matchup. Waddle with
you like
stack.
This Dolphins game? Yeah,
I like the Bills.
The Amon-Ra Cooper mini stack here, dude.
The wide receiver one on the Raiders, Bowers. He's got Mooney too.
I mean, I think Ryan's got good matchups this week. I think it's going to be tough for you. I think you have to chase the upside.
And I don't know what that is because all these
don't know
really
what that
have
is
upside either.
I think the Jets running back is the upside against the Jags. Anyway, moving on. I just put it out there. I'm up 4 points right now in the redraft picks, so he will not be gaining anything on me this week. In the last week, he will.
Just to put it out there, I'm up in DFS.
That's true.
To put it out there, though.
I was just making sure people were aware if they weren't looking at the scoreboard. Just to put it out there, Dane is up 1 on me in Dynasty. But guess what, Dane? We've got a difference, and it's your game, and I'm picking Jake. So how about that?
This feels like a week where you will tie me up. So
we'll go right on over to that. Do you want to look at the bye week teams first?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so let's look at Sam's team, the 1 seed. He's been talking a lot of shit this year because he's been the 1 seed all year.
A lot of shit.
I mean, his team looks pretty good. I didn't realize how stacked in San Francisco he was.
Yeah, Purdy, Jennings, and Kittle. I mean, it's not a great look, especially if they lose tonight. I think that could be hindering his team a little bit where they're going to lose some motivation. Nonetheless,
Joe Mixon's been great all year. James Cook's been great all year.
Yeah, he is the highest scoring team for a reason. Did you see the report that Cook has been being saved for the playoffs?
I did not see that.
That's what something came out as. And
interesting.
This almost feels like a playoff game for them, though.
Were they saving him for the fantasy playoffs?
Cook is a huge fantasy guy.
He's a big fantasy guy. He's got himself everywhere. He's in 20 leagues. Big money. He said, save me for these 2 weeks.
Drafted him a lot.
Damn straight.
He put the house on him. So
maybe it's just me, but I look at this team, and it's not like he's got obviously Joe Mixon, James Cook, Lamar Jackson, have been good all year. But everyone, and Kittle. But I'm not looking at anything like, oh, now this is the championship winning team. You know what I mean?
I have the same thought.
I see what happens.
Is really appreciative of this bye because I think if he was playing in this wild card week, he wouldn't make it to the championship with having to play 2 weeks.
I agree. And then looking at Peter's team's visually appealing as well as good, I think. Mahomes and Tua at quarterback this week. He does have A-Rich on the bench. then he's got B-Rob and Charbonnet, A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Brock Bowers, Pacheco, DeAndre Swift. These guys like Waddle, McLaurin, Nico Collins all on the bench. Like, he's got depth.
Yeah.
He's got star power.
Clearly, Peter was not worried about looking at fantasy this week or bother because
Well, he
two of
doesn't have to.
his best players are definitely on his bench. So
Yeah.
his starting lineup is going to look a lot better next week. Where
Yeah.
I would take he has been relying on Swift a lot. If Walker's healthy next week, he's going to have to do that again. Probably putting Terry
Him or
and
Pacheco.
Nico in.
But he had to rely on Swift because Pacheco was out. So that is something to have looked at the rest of the year. This is still, I mean, we talked about it before, I think. This is still the best Dynasty team, I think, in general. Like, he's there for the long haul. He won't be going anywhere anytime soon, I don't think.
Yeah, Sam has a lot more players that are older.
Sam, I think,
and
is a
just
guy's
injured.
team that could just fall off a cliff here somewhat soon.
Or the next team that we'll probably talk about. I mean, yes, Sam does have a lot of old players. Joe Mixon, James Conner, Kittle, Tyreek, Aaron Jones, Stephon Diggs,
Keenan Allen.
Chris Olave might retire soon.
Yeah, he might retire. That's why he's got to talk his shit while he can, you know? But we'll go on to the first matchup. We got another Dane matchup
Another
versus
me matchup.
Jake.
And I also didn't fully set my lineup for this either.
Okay,
I've kind of been
okay.
slacking on fantasy, honestly, this week. Taking a nonchalant sit back. But my biggest question is, Garendo is a go tonight. Do I put him in my lineup? And to me, it would kind of go over Najee Harris.
Yep.
Maybe I do. Maybe I should just play him over McConkey and then do an auto sub with McConkey in case he doesn't play.
Garendo in now, auto sub McConkey. What happens if Garendo does, or if McConkey doesn't play?
No, that was my question. If then I would do an auto sub with Tank Dell or Christian Watson. I would just take Garendo out of my starting lineup.
You're gonna know in the next however long if he's playing or not. There's no need to auto sub, right?
No. Yeah, true.
So-
So just, do I trust him though?
Here's the thing: if you're playing Garendo tonight, you have to sit one of your running backs. It's just the facts, right? No, that's not true.
No.
Yeah, that's not true. Play Garendo if he plays. As of right now, it would be over like Najee for me. You could always do McConkey auto sub Najee.
But I don't hate Najee's matchup though either. Like I was initially looking at this, I was like, I think this is a week to sit Najee. Then we did our preview. Philadelphia's, I believe, 17th against running backs points allowed, which sounds pretty good. The Pickens injury, they're gonna need to rely on the run, I think, to
I agree.
beat the Eagles.
I agree.
And
So I don't hate
if we
Najee.
take
either.
a yonder back to yesteryears with Najee, dude explodes in the fucking playoffs. Like
That's
13,
true.
24, 21 points last year, and then 12, 19, 13. First year, 13, 28, and 7. But
I get what you're saying, but I do want to talk about Jake's team quick because he does have Ken Walker, and if Ken Walker doesn't play and Brees Hall doesn't play, he does also have Braylon Allen, and I think the Braylon Allen, Devontae Adams, Travis Kelce, Amon-Ra, Saquon, like I don't know how you're beating that. That's so many nice matchups and good players.
the biggest thing I'm banking on right now, because I also noticed that, is he's not going to realize that Kenneth Walker isn't playing. He's not going to make an auto sub, and he's going to miss the opportunity to play Braylon
I think
Allen.
he's paying attention because he had, he had Russell Wilson, I believe, in at quarterback. Maybe I'm bugging, but I thought he did it.
He did.
He changed it for Matt Stafford. So he's paying attention. You got an uphill battle, but a lot of your guys have been overperforming, you know, JSN, Jerry Jeudy, all those guys. So you're not out of it. You're not out of it.
I'm not.
And then the last playoff matchup in Dynasty, we got Taysom Hill fan club Riley against Ben,
Might have to be changing that name soon, Riley.
honestly. But he's got a good tight end to fill in, I'll tell you that.
That's why you can't just make a team name out of your players.
I know.
They
Can't be doing that.
need some hard-boiled bread up in here. But Riley, I went with him mainly because of how many players he has in the Bills-Detroit game.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, his QBs are nuts also.
Part of that game, even.
And then Ben's team has been really underperforming lately with Neighbors has kind of been bad
okay.
recently too. I mean, like 9 points, you don't want that out of
No, I mean, you don't want it.
wide receiver too. And then just got shafted at quarterback with Carr getting hurt. He does have Cooper Rush and Mac Jones. I don't know if he's going to play them. Like, I would play him over Hopkins. That would be my move.
Yeah, I'd play Cooper Rush over Hopkins.
I'd play Mac Jones over him too. I would play either of them. Just
Yeah.
whichever one you feel better.
I honestly think the Josh Allen, Dave Montgomery, Khalil Shakir, Joe Burrow might almost be enough to beat Ben's team this week. And then he's also got good matchups with, like, I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a pass-heavy game. That's just me, though.
Well, there's a run funnel right now.
Yeah, but, like, I feel like the Rams have been tossing. Maybe they'll change it up this week, but
They do be tossing. The one player I forgot about on Ben's team that I didn't see until right now is Devonta Smith, all the way down on his bench.
I did not see that either.
But his points projected are so low.
I mean, those receivers for Philadelphia have not been getting any work. It's It's basically strictly Saquon Barkley and like tight end.
To me though, this feels like a game where they're going to need all hands on deck for the Eagles.
It's
and
possible.
I would be playing him this week.
I'm playing him over Hopkins for sure.
I'm playing him over Sutton, I think, too.
No, Sutton's gonna cook. Dude, Sutton's been really good. You can't sit Cortland Sutton. You cannot sit Cortland Sutton. Are you on crack? Look at his last.
I'm on crack. I had a shotgun in there earlier
He's
than
drunk.
that.
He's drunk. He's drunk. But that was it. That was the last matchup. I'm excited. You know, it's kind of fun not being part of playoffs too. In a sad way, I'm coping right now because I just get to see everyone be kind of a little bit stressed out and just see it unfold, which is fun. But we'll see how it goes for everyone. Good luck, Dane, in your 2 games. I know you're not feeling exceptionally confident, but you never know.
Thank you. Good luck, everyone else out there.
Yep. Good luck, everyone else. And go Rams tonight. Puka's about to show off for my DFS. Get me a win there, and we'll see what happens. But don't forget to sack that like and subscribe button like it's Brock Purdy. And we appreciate you all for watching. See you next time.